My name is Jackson Wyatt. I'm the CEO of CABN. I looked at a problem I had myself, which was I wanted to live sustainably in a remote location. I wanted to build efficiently, and I wanted to be solar powered. So I took a team of engineers and climate scientists and other folks, and we got together to look at efficient prefabricated housing that could be shipped anywhere so you could live anywhere. I solved my own problem first, and then it spurred on realizing that there's so many other people out there that had that same goal. The issues I saw with sort of antiquated construction strategies was not taking a close look at available technologies to advance materials and how you build. Also looking at, or not looking at, the actual invasiveness of the construction strategy. So when you look at building, there's a heavy use of concrete. There's not as conscious of a take on the form of the building so that it uses very little energy. And it's only available to a select few people that maybe have the wallet size to do it. So my take was, let's look at this from an attainability standpoint. So we can take all these technologies that exist, combine them into one package that make it sustainable, make it net zero, but make it attainable for people as well, so that more people can live this way. Our design process actually has sort of like, it's a triangle. On the top of the triangle was energy efficiency. So designing a building that used the lowest energy per square foot possible. On the other corner was affordability. So looking at production, manufacturing, technologies available to reduce the cost per square foot. And then the third one was actually biophilia, which is essentially bringing the outside in and making it a healthy, livable space. So those three things put together is the design ethos, but it's also the way to make better buildings and better homes for people. So once you've decided on a model, and we go into production at our facility, and the way we reduce cost is that we can process and assemble and build all year round in a controlled environment. We standardize the panels so they fit efficiently on a truck and they're easy to assemble, but all of these things come into play with that manufacturing process. The benefits of building in a factory versus on site is you don't have these inclement weather issues, you don't have delays, you don't have material waste, and there's also a consistency in labor. So by controlling that all in one facility economically, we reduce that cost per square foot so that there's minimal assembly and minimal finishing on site, which is the variable that tends to hike up prices. The big technologies that we are incorporating in CABN are almost from the ground up. We utilize helical pile foundations as a preference, not an always, to minimize our use of concrete. Following that, there's the steel frame, which is a level support. Pretty much anywhere you can think of building, you've got this level support. And then rising up even further, we've got our Ethos certified cross-laminated timber, wood fiber insulation, again, a carbon negative product, sustainable cladding, and then all the specific like HVAC, heaters, heat pumps, solar, all of those technologies as well are all integrated into one system so that your energy profile is really reduced. We looked at every single item, from every screw to every wire to every piece of plumbing, and accounted for it in our carbon analysis. So we looked at locally sourcing materials, FSC certified, reduction in CO2 emissions for not using concrete, and then as well as just travel times. Looking at the landscaping, if you don't have to ship in, you're again reducing your environmental impact. We also look at even all the way up to our solar panels, which often are shipped from all over the world, but we looked at Canadian supply for solar panels, both because it's high quality, but also you can ensure that your warranties are upheld. So it's a myriad of different factors when we look at sourcing, but it comes down to the environmental impact and as local as we possibly can make it. To balance budgets and have all those expensive technologies mixed in with something that's attainable is a pretty gargantuan task. It's the best heat pump you could have, it's the best ERV, the absolute best solar panels. So how do you reduce the overall cost? Well, that comes in from the manufacturing approach. It comes in from standardization of the buildings so that we can consistently provide a lower cost. As CABN grows, our costs keep reducing and we share that. We have a nonprofit dedicated just to being transparent about how the costs of this technology are and providing it at even a lower rate to northern communities, to people, to affordable housing companies. Our reason for existing is to just keep moving forward and reducing those costs. Once we hand over buildings, it's relief and it's super exciting because you know that with the investment into the design and the materials we use, that home's going to be there for a very long time. And that person who believes in CABN and what we stand for is really happy. CABN really is about bringing environmental and lifestyle together. We always say everybody wants to do the sustainable or environmental thing, but sometimes life gets in the way. Our goal is to provide a home that has everything you'd want without the negative cost on the environment. It doesn't require any extra amount of time or cost or effort. You just need to know going into it that you're going to do the proper things. And I think that's where CABN comes in with the people and the expertise to properly do that. I see a future where it's commonplace that you can get high quality, healthy homes that don't have a negative impact on the environment, that they're mass available, and that this housing crisis becomes an opportunity in energy. These buildings act as energy infrastructure. Pop-up cities can be accomplished with them. That's what we're working towards in solving a housing crisis and a climate crisis all in one package. That is where CABN is already engaging and heading towards. It's making a large-scale impact on the housing and climate crisis.